I'm here with Vince Cunningham, private hire or minicab driver who drives a Nissan Leaf. So Vince, how long have you been a private hire driver?
I've been a private hire driver now for just over 4 years. The work that I have to do involves sometimes short journeys, sometimes long journeys, mostly around London and home counties. I normally work around 35 to 40 hours per week. What I enjoy most is the freedom to work when I want to work, and also the flexibility around the hours that I work. It's nice to be able to have days off when I want to have days off without asking anyone. I've been using an EV for almost 4 years. There was a short period in which I used a petrol vehicle and never again. What led me to choose an EV for my work is twofold. One is for environmental reasons, and also when I realized that the cost of running an EV was significantly lower, it was a win-win.
And what sort of reaction does the car get from your passengers?
The reaction I get from passengers is generally, wow, this car is so quiet, or this car is so smooth. And I'm kind of thinking, what do they mean? And when I try to clarify that, what they say is that because it accelerates in a very smooth manner, there's no gear changes, no jerking. The reaction from other private hire drivers is one of, wow, how much does that cost to run? Sometimes I'm at a set of traffic lights and they'll indicate to me to pull my window down, and straight away it'll be, how much does that cost? How much do you spend each day on charging? The car is actually very comfortable and very relaxing to drive. It's smooth and it's also very quiet at lower speeds. The official range for my EV is 170 miles. That is what you pretty much will achieve in the summer months. In the winter months, whilst using the heating in the car, that will drop to 120 miles. If I find myself doing jobs outside London, and my daily mileage can be anywhere between 90 miles a day and 150 miles a day, so it just depends on the day. I do sometimes have to recharge during the day if I've had a busy day and some long airport runs. What I try to do is I try to use a rapid charger near facilities, whether it be a retail park or a supermarket, where I can have a natural break anyway. Wherever you are, you'll generally find somewhere that you can recharge using an app that shows you where all the rapid chargers are.
And how often do you have to turn down a fare due to lack of range on the EV?
I've never had to turn down a fare due to lack of range. The simple reason is that as my range gets lower, it's naturally coming towards the end of my working period anyway. And what I generally tend to do is I normally set the app so that it will only give me trips towards my home destination.
What sort of weekly mileage do you do in the Leaf, and what does that cost you in electricity?
The weekly mileage that I do in the Leaf is generally around 800 miles. The cost on electricity, if I'm able to go the entire week without using public chargers, and sometimes I can, the cost for me is roughly about £1 to £1.50 per day. Reason for that is I get an extremely low overnight tariff for charging my car. When I drove a petrol vehicle, the daily cost would be anywhere between £24 and £30 per day.
And are there other financial savings?
Yes, there are other financial savings using an EV. At the moment, an EV does not pay the congestion charge for entering London, and for me, most of my work is in and around London. So that's quite a significant saving, pretty much £15 a day as it is now, and that could increase in the future.
EVs cost significantly more to buy, so if it's not buying, how did you square that particular financial circle? I'm thinking, did you consider leasing, PCP, etc.?
I would disagree that EVs cost more to purchase than a conventional petrol or diesel car. I mean, I've looked at the pricing, and if I just use an example, in the past most drivers have used, say, a hybrid vehicle. That hybrid vehicle costs pretty much the same as it would to buy a new Nissan Leaf. And likewise, if you were to buy a Tesla Model 3, that pretty much costs the same as buying a Mercedes E-Class.
And how do you find the costs of servicing and maintenance?
Servicing and maintenance of an EV should effectively be lower than that of a petrol or diesel car, as there is no oil change, there's no oil filters, there's no spark plugs. And again, it depends on the EV. I've had an EV that didn't require servicing for 2 years. The Leaf, however, does require service, and I believe after 18,000 miles, And as a private hire driver, you'll easily do 18,000 miles in less than a year.
And Vince, I think I might know the answer to this question, but would you ever go back to a petrol or diesel for your work?
The simple answer is I would never go back to a petrol or diesel vehicle, not even for personal use.
Thank you very much. That was really interesting.
That's my pleasure.